Forgive me, Countess, I was looking for my wife.
Oh, Mr. Ackerman, how can I face you after that disgusting display at dinner, throwing myself at your head?
On the contrary, I found it to be quite morale-building. It isn't often these days that a beautiful woman does me that honor.
I didn't.
I beg your pardon?
He didn't do you that honor. It was all a charade. Failed charade. In my madness, I thought I could make my husband jealous.
Marriage isn't one of the easier relationships, is it?
Mr. Eggman, for a woman, it is impossible.
It's not all that possible for men.
Men! Look at you! At an age when a woman is lucky if a drunken alderman pinches her derriere at the village fete. If you have managed to acquire the youngest, prettiest... I hate you being happy. I hate anyone being happy.
Well, the goose will be ready at the stables.
Oh, Henrik, I do hope the horses will be smart. I do detest driving the gig when the horses are not smart. Think of how I adore you, think of how much you love me. If I were perfect for you, wouldn't you tire of me soon?
Well, then all the birds nest in my hair.
Silly Henrik, quick, or I'll miss the train!
It was, wasn't it?
It was.
Well, go! You can still catch them.
After the horse has left? How strange. To lose one's life while sitting on a bench in a garden.
She lightens my sadness, she lightens my days, she bursts with a kind of madness, my well-ordered ways, my happiest mistake, the ache of my life.
Carl Magnus, go away!
I'd have been here a half hour ago if I hadn't to knock a little sense into my wife first.
Carl Magnus, do not take off your tunic.
Poor girl was a little worse for the wine, I'm afraid, trying to make me believe she was interested in that lawyer fellow.
Carl Magnus, listen to me. It's over. It was never anything in the first place, but now it's over.
Of all people, that lawyer. Short and short-sighted without a hair on his body, probably.
Don't take off your trousers.
The girl would slit her wrist before she'd let another man touch her. And even if, under the influence of wine, she could stray a little, how ridiculous to think I would so much as turn her hair. Oh my God.
What is it?
It's her. And him. Sitting on a bench. She's touching him. The scoundrel! The conniving swine! Any man who thinks he can lay a hand on my wife!
Carl Magnus, what are you doing?
My dueling pistols!
Carl Magnus!
A great deal seems to be going on in this house tonight. Child, will you do me a favor?
Of course, Grandmother.
Will you tell me what it's all for? Having outlived my own illusions by centuries, it would be soothing at least to pretend to share some of yours.
Well, I think it must be worth it.
Why?
Well, it's all there is, isn't it? I know it's often discouraging, and to hope for something too much is childish because what you want so rarely happens.
Astounding. When I was your age, I wanted everything. The moon, jewels, yachts, villas on the Riviera. And I got them, too, for all the good they did me. There was a Croatian count. He was my very first lover. I can see his face now. Such eyes, and a mustache like a brigand. He gave me a wooden ring. A wooden ring? It had been in his family for centuries since he could see himself I tossed him out, right then and there. And now, who knows? He could have been the love of my life.
To think I was actually saying how I hate you being happy. It's as if I carry around some terrible curse. Oh, Mr. Aiken, I am so sorry.
Sir, you will accompany me to the pavilion.
Calm, Agnes.
I think the situation speaks for itself.
Oh, calm, Agnes. You won't be too impulsive, will
Never
you?
the provocation, I remain a civilized man. The lawyer and I are merely going to play a little Russian roulette.
Russian roulette?
Well, sir, are you ready, sir?
I beg your pardon, ready for what?
Russian roulette!
Oh, Russian roulette. Yes, that's with a pistol, isn't it? And you spin the... Well, why not? Excuse me, madam.
A weekend in the country,
So inactive that one has to lie down. A weekend in the country. Woo! Worst voices upset us in town.
What is it? What happened?
My husband and Mr. Ackerman are dueling in the pavilion.
Are you insane? You let them do it? You lunatic! You killed him! Frederick!
My dear Miss Eggerman, he merely grazed his ear. I trust his performance in the court of law is a trifle more professional. Charlotte, I am prepared to forgive you, but I fear this house is no longer a suitable place for us.
Oh, yes, my darling, I agree.
You shall pack my things and meet me in the stables. I shall have the car ready.
Yes. Oh, calm, Agnes. You became a tiger for me.
Men are stupid, men are vain. Love's disgusting, love's insane. A humiliating business. Ah, well.
Frederick? Oh, Frederick!
I don't suppose this is my heavenly reward, is it?
Hardly dear with me here.
Extraordinary, isn't it? To hold a muzzle to one's temple, and yet to miss. A shaky hand, perhaps, is an asset after all. Oh,
Does it hurt?
it hurts. Spiritually.